Okay, so this number here just tells us how far we're into the line. Okay, you'll see that number change as we go along. All right, so right there you can see how we got buildup on either sides of the pipe. Okay, so instead of it being a circle like this, it's kind of like this, because you got what they call, it's just years of stuff building up. We refer to it as calcium buildup. Okay, and so so you have a little valley in the middle here. So this is starting to close in on the walls of the pipe.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Because that pipe there, right there, is about this big. Okay, the camera head's about this big. Okay, all right. So right away we can see it's going to need cleaning. Okay. So this is what happens when the line isn't clean for quite some time. Now you can see how water is sitting in the line. It's not draining fully because this stuff is building up and it's starting to restrict its ability to drain. Okay.
Trust me, I know.
So now the camera.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's what I was like.
Yeah, we know.
So now the camera's underwater. Okay. There's nothing, and so I had the water running earlier to see if would it drain all out completely, and it's not doing that.
Right.
Okay. So all of this is underwater. So you got quite a bit of water sitting in your pipe right now.
What is it?
It's just debris and stuff.
Okay.
Keep that going. Okay. Now it's making.
How far in are you?
Right now it's 12 feet.
12 feet, 13. Okay.
Now it's turning to the left.
Now it's round.
Yep, now it's going to go down. Okay, so roughly 17 feet. Okay, so it's back up a little bit, I think. This is where it's dropping into the main, right here. So it's reaching the end because that's where's the front of the house.
The front of the house?
This way, okay. And so you're right up against the curb. The sewer line is under the street. So if you pace it off 16 feet, yeah. So we just about, so the pipe's dipping down into the main. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's where we are right now, okay? We don't need to go further than that. Beyond this point is really not your responsibility, but if we were to, this is what it looks like further down. There we go. There's your sewer. So there's your big old sewer main down there. Okay, so it's dipped down and it's turned. Okay? So I don't see anything that would warrant replacing the pipe, but it does need cleaning. Okay?
Tell us about that process.
It's a high pressure water hose. They stick in the line, they just blast the inside of it. In the old days they would use what they call a snake, which metal spin real fast. You don't want to do that on these old pipes because it'll damage the pipe. Okay, so we're just going to blast it with water. It pushes everything through, cleans the pipe and back. As they pull the pipe, as they pull it back, it's similar to this, but it's high pressure water.
How long does that typically last? Or is that something that has to be done like every 5 or 10 years?
Depends on how much you use what you flush down your sewer pipe. If you pay attention, you don't flush unnecessary stuff down there. You don't have to worry about it so much.
Right.
Fortunately, you don't have a very long distance to go. Okay, there are some houses where